Rich people take their junk to the auction. Poor people take it to the dump. Aussie English says, thoughts on the new Adam Jones Flying V being 40K? Look, that's not real to me. The Kirk Hammett one is 28. No, look, no, I'm not doing it. I can't. I'm sure look, I've said this before. That stuff is investment stuff. That's memorabilia at that point. I've talked about this in detail. Notice I don't go, there's no reason a guitar should be $40,000. Guitars can be $400,000. They can be $1 million. Who cares? But to me, they slowly start turning into memorabilia, collectibles, things like that. They're things that rich people shove their money into, and I've always said this before, and I'll say it again, rich people take their junk to the auction, poor people take it to the dump. And you make fun of it, I understand, but they can take and flip and make more money. That's what they do. That's why they buy art, flip it, and make more money. So same thing with these kind of guitars. Yeah, you see guys, collectors buy this stuff and flip it just like vintage guitars. See, Mr. Al says it's overpriced firewood. See, Mr. Al, I'm not disagreeing with you, but also remember that it's like when they buy vintage cars. It's like when you hear somebody buying this stupid car that comes out and it's like $200,000 and they sell it a month later for $300,000. It's like you could sit there and say they're dumb, but they just made $100,000, right? I did a video and I urge everybody, because it's instead of a hypothetical, here's a story where you guys got it wrong. You being the whole of the community got it wrong. I will show you the video. It always makes me laugh because I learned a lesson from it. I had a customer who had some frets sprout on their guitar and they were stainless steel frets. They went to a local shop and they were given some information that scared them. They were telling them something that basically made them nervous because the guitar was very expensive. And so they asked me up and they called me and said, hey, could you take care of this guitar? And I said, yes. So I did the work on the guitar. He said, when I was working on the guitar, he goes, and if you did a video of the guitar, I wouldn't be hurt. And I said, oh, okay. So I took that as he wanted me to do a video. So I did the video of the guitar because how many times am I going to be around a $10,000, especially back then, $10,000 weird spaceship Petrucci guitar. So I did this video of the guitar and I talked about it. And the comment sections went nuts with how dumb this is, especially then with, think about inflation, $10,000 guitar. It's not worth it. Only an idiot would pay that. The important part of the story is after I did the video, everybody said it was dumb. He was dumb. And then he sold it for $12,000. Now, I don't know this to be true. He sold it because everybody said it was dumb. I've had this experience on the channel many times where I've had guitars that were viewers' guitars and I did videos of them. A lot of people think they have thick skin. They really don't know what it's like, right? You get tortured. You put yourself on the internet, you're going to get tortured. And so a lot of times, I think what happened with him is he decided to sell it. He sold it for $12,000. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ha-ha! Right? Phil's like, oh, you guys said he was dumb for buying it 10 and he sold it for 12. So here's what happened. He bought it for $10,000. He played it for a year. He sold it for $12,000. In my mind, he made $2,000 and got to play a guitar for a year for free. That sounds pretty good. Here's what happened though. Within a year from that, it was selling for $25,000. I think that's where they're at now still, $25,000 to $35,000. So he could have made $25,000, but he sold it too soon. And I think he got pressure to sell it too soon. So my point is, I don't buy those kind of guitars. I don't see that kind of logic. But I also don't make fun of it because a lot of those guys make a lot of money or can make money because it's a different kind of animal. To go back to the core of that question with this $40,000 guitar, I don't know what to tell you because it's not a guitar to me. That's memorabilia. I'm not into buying and flipping memorabilia. If I buy a guitar, it's because I've always wanted it. And it's just about having it to fill some hole in my soul, to bring joy back to a life that has had a lot of misery, something like that. It's kind of like the logic. Also, at this point, during COVID, I learned a lot. I bought some guitars that were way out of my comfort zone that I normally spend, and I didn't enjoy it. And so I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to buy those kind of expensive guitars again. I didn't finish this Aussie's question, which was about the Adam Jones and the Kirk Hammett. He says, is Gibson pulling these prices out of their arse? No, they know. Here's the deal. They're not pulling it from their arse because they're selling through. They know. they calculate, I mean, essentially that's how it works with anything like that. It's like, hey, if we sell it for $100, we'll sell $1 million. If we sell it for $200, we're going to sell $500,000. You sell $300, we're going to sell $250,000. And then they kind of figure out, okay, well, where's the best scenario in that? And then they figure it out. They're a very strategic company, whether I like it or not. I said earlier, maybe I misstated something where I said, I don't really buy into that stuff, the memorabilia stuff. That's not true. I do kind of have a couple memorabilia type guitars, one being my Ibanez Gem. My Ibanez Gem, when I bought it, I was into it for like $1,900. I would never sell it for less than $6,000, and I don't want to sell it. This is why I said it's not for me. It's robbed the joy from me because I don't play it anymore. I don't play it because it's worth $6,000 for sure. That means one day it'll be worth $10,000 because what I have is a floral gem in 100% mint condition. It's a case classic. It has no chips, no dings, no fading, no nothing. And because of my buddy Thor, I have the original Ibanez promotion poster that was in the music store to promote that guitar with Steve Vai. It's like a great package. Like if there was a collector who wants this, they're going to want this. The problem is I'm not a collector. I bought it because I just wanted a gem and I wanted to play it. And now I find myself never playing it. In fact, what I have here this is my fake gem. This is an Ibanez Prestige in fluorescent yellow, and I play that and I let the gem sit in its case and it doesn't even sit in the rack. It sits in the case, and it's because although I love it and I want to play it, I also don't want to screw my kids out of $6,000 to $10,000, and so if I die, they could just sell it or something. Or like in your case, when you're saying you're getting ready to sell it. Same thing. If it gets too stupid at some point, it just has to go, right? It just has to go. And then again, it became about money and not about the guitar. And that bums me out too. If you enjoyed this podcast clip, you can watch the entire episode by clicking the link in the description or streaming it on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. You can also join it live every week, Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I hope to see you there. Until next time, know your gear.